What is up, everybody? Welcome back to our channel, Morbid Injustice. I keep wanting to say Red Bull, Coffee, and Crime. It's your girl, Red Bull. Got Coffee on. Hey, Coffee. Good morning,
Hey,
Christine. Christine, can you hear both of us? Talk real quick, Coffee.
hello.
I have like a new setup, and I don't know what I'm doing. We were gonna go on Norman's. Coffee's been working all night, so she is really tired, which is understandable.
I
Okay, cool.
am really tired, and she said she can hear us.
So Norman's gonna jump on. Hey, Chris. Uh, okay, you know what? I don't even care. Um, Norman's gonna jump on in a minute when he gets home. How are you, Chris? All right, what do I need to do? I need to log on to Facebook, right?
Well, that's where the screenshots I sent you.
Yup. Yeah, these people are just weird as fuck. Weird. I just have no other words. Just
I
weird.
I just haven't. I can't. There's
They,
no.
they
It
look
makes
for
no sense.
they look for me and Terri more than they do Kyron. Like I don't understand it at all. I don't. I God, like I'm the new Dee Dee. I don't get it. Hold on. But we knew this was gonna happen, and I called it right. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I am good. We miss you too, Christine. I'm glad you're doing good. I'm good, Chris. I'm glad you're doing good, working. Weird, isn't it? All it's morons. They are a bunch of morons. Okay. So this is gonna be kind of complicated. It doesn't really matter because this has nothing to do with Kyron, but it just shows like we can see what this person is gonna do next. You know, we can. What's the word? We can
Predict.
like, yeah, we can predict the lies and the BS she's gonna come, up with. Um, so let me share my screen. And it's like, why? I don't know. The only thing that like gets me mad is like leave my kids alone, right? Stop talking about my kids. You guys are fucking morons. Okay. So Stacey decides to say she has a few supporters, but they are all just as disgusting as her. One brags that she's killed someone and got away with it. Two have tons of kids and don't take care of them, beg online for food and clothes for their kids, but is online all day harassing Kyron's supporters and Kyron's mama. I bet if she put the energy she does harassing families with the missing, she would have time to feed and clothe her 8 kids she don't take care of. It's actually crazy. No, bitch, you're actually crazy, right? Um, so she first let me show the screenshot of exposing. Christine, you're in exposing. So you already know I put this out a while ago. Where did it go? So I posted this February 8th because I post in a bunch of groups. I post everywhere. I share Kyron's groups, and then just to mess with them, I do like join different any state groups, and I'll just post because one day I posted in like my old area that I lived in, and I posted Kyron's group. They started attacking me over there, and I was like, oh, okay, these are Stacey's little minions, right? So let me start posting in here. Um, and I mentioned it in February, just so we had it. We already knew what she was gonna do. I was like random, but I love joining different state groups from all over to confuse the minions. I just ran into one while posting Kyron's group. And she said, I hope Terri goes to jail. Then I got blocked from the group. It was a free items group from like Minnesota. She was definitely a Stacey. So if you hear I live in Minnesota next, just go with the flow. You guys, I love trolling them. Even though it's taking away from Kyron, that's never gonna change for them. They're gonna keep doing what they're gonna do, right?
Well, and
So
this sort of proves that.
it absolutely does.
Like,
Absolutely.
I absolutely don't understand why the amount of children we have is any of their concern,
And
or whether I'm taking care of my adult children or not. Um, you know, I'm still sort of lost on that, but whatever. Um, uh, it's none of their concern. None of this makes any difference. And to go to lengths to be going to random sites and searching you blows my mind.
it really does. It makes no sense. Why? Why are you
Like,
doing
I would
this?
never think about going to random sites and searching for any of these people because one, they're just not that important. I'm here to find Kyron. I don't need to put the energy or effort into stalking people. Like, that's not I don't get it.
Yeah, we've never went. I would never go from group to group to group to group. And this is where I used to live, y'all. And mind you, even if I was down in the area because I am having surgery, I do need family support because my husband is the only one working, right? Um, that has nothing to do with, anyone else, or it doesn't have to do with Kyron. So why do you care? So this is one of the posts on where I used to live. Somebody said, "Is there anyone in need for an Easter dinner?" Garnett, you already know what I did for Easter.
I know
Anyways,
what
is there anyone in need for an Easter dinner? We've had a big swerve in plans and have had an Easter ham family dinner that feeds from 4 to 6 from Cracker Barrel that we are not able to pick up. If anyone is in need and would like for me to change the name of the pickup person, please let me know. Right? Um. Oh, on this one, I said me, mom of 8, definitely would help. See, maybe they took that screenshot. I don't know. I don't know.
they were just showing that you were in that group. And none of it really matters. What you were even talking about. Why are they searching for you in random groups?
Why? Why?
I couldn't even tell you even a handful of their members. I couldn't. I can't. Like, they're not important. It's not what I
Right?
do during my day.
It's not. And when is the last time that I have wrote a post saying anything about these people?
Oh my God.
Right?
We've
I
really
wrote one.
tried to just get away from this because it's crazy.
Yeah, I wrote one the other day. I think it was the article that had DUI in it. Because I'm not gonna sit here and be scared of you guys. You guys don't scare me. You guys could do whatever the hell you want to do. You don't scare me, right? But the fact that you guys are searching me, like, that's just fucking weird. Who does that?
Well, we made a group so that we could speak freely. We don't go and harass them in their groups. We don't post about them. They don't matter to us. I don't know.
Wait. And I thought that I didn't have all 8 of my kids. I thought that I did not have my 8 kids, right? That's what they've been claiming this whole time, that I don't have 8 kids. But now it's, oh, she can't take care of them. Come on now. Like, y'all got to stop this shit. Y'all got to stop it. And so somebody wrote a post also saying that like the county needs to change their stuff about school because they shouldn't be charging kids for stuff. And I was like, oh, this is so heartbreaking. I could not afford to give 4 of my kids the money for the book fair. I dislike how they have events or even field trips where if parents can't afford it, then the kids can't go. It is sad. That was what, March 19th. So, okay, they just need to stop. Thank you, Tanya. Yes, they really do. Thank you, Christina. Morons. Exactly. So I can't, you guys are sitting here bashing a person saying because I can't afford to give 4 kids, you know, book fair money, even though we did it, right? We gave them the money.
Well, and even if you didn't,
Hey, my love.
it doesn't matter because why is that even an issue? Like, I
But my
don't
thing is,
understand. I mean, there were times when my kids were in school, they didn't go to the book fair. There were times when they paid for other people to get books. It depends on how you're doing at that minute.
Exactly. I could show you my whole entire fridge, and I'm not. Norman was like, "Nah, you're not even about it." Norman's gonna jump on soon, you guys. But he was like, "You're not gonna do all that." Like, I can feed my family. You worry about your family because I bet, and this is something that I want to do, but I'm this close to doing it. I bet if I started talking about your kids, you would be pissed, right? So, do you want to go for the tit for tat? Because I will. I will stoop to your fucking level because you keep putting my kids' names in your fucking mouth.
It's not even worth it. Like, it's just not. Why go off? Why waste that energy?
Because I don't play about my kids. You know that. This is the only thing that they and to go into groups. I am you guys want to see how many, and when I say that I post in all different state groups, I'm not playing because everywhere I post, they find me. So now I just troll. So they don't know what the fuck is real or not. You know what I'm saying? I'm in like what, Arkansas groups. I am in Wisconsin groups. I'm in, how do you find your groups? I'm in a million different state groups because I know these people have no lives, right? So they're not about finding Kyron. I can't afford to do anything.
Take your screenshot down.
Huh?
Take your screen down.
Oh. Christine, right? I mean, look, I am about to have surgery. My man is working. My kids are perfectly fine. I'm not online all day, every day. And even if I was, so what? So what? At least I'm not online all day, every day, stalking you, right? Like I said, you look for me and you look for Terri more than you do Kyron. You are not for Kyron. Like, people need to see this. And if you watch this video, I don't care what you think your opinion is, but this is enough. Focus on Kyron so he can be found. I don't give a fuck if you think Terri is guilty or not. We're not Terri supporters. Do I know Terri is innocent? And I can say I know. I know she is. That's my, I mean, it's my opinion, but I know she is, you know? So
see, I won't say because you don't. I don't know. I don't know who did what. All I know is that Kyron's not home, and all I know is that the current path that they are on has led to nowhere.
Nowhere for almost 14 damn years. And
I mean, multiple grand juries, what, 3 DAs, you know, come on. We're beating a dead horse.
Exactly. And you know, you would think the supporters Kyron supporters, she calls them. If you guys really cared about Kyron, you would see that that's not how you advocate. It's not. It's not. That's not how you advocate. The way that you advocate is get out there and hang up real flyers, not flyers with Dee Dee and Terri on them. Get flyers of Kyron. You know, share his. I can't. Selena, they will continue to go after you or your kids as long as you allow it to get to you when you ignore them. Oh yeah, no, I can ignore them. I didn't even know that one girl because I don't look over there. I didn't know the Russian chick was still trying to beg people to call CPS on me, right? So I haven't spoke out about it, but this just proves right here, once again, they're not for Kyron. They are a bunch of like psychopaths. They stalk us.
It's the Mean Girls clique. It's the Karens, the I don't know. They go by several different, but it's that clique, and so they're the only ones that can be right.
Norman.
Hey, I'm still in traffic, but I'm here.
How are you?
I'm hanging in there. I gotta go see the orthopedic surgeon this afternoon. So.
Oh yeah, you have that appointment, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
You're getting surgery soon.
So I heard. I keep seeing text messages pop up. What am I missing that is so important?
You are missing the same old BS that goes on, you know, every time they want to try to, you know, get us all riled up and, you know, bring up my kids and following.
Are we talking about the Kyron Horman crew?
Yeah.
The troll.
Yeah. They want the attention, Norman. They love your attention.
Did you guys give them the background on the history of why we're at battle with this group of sleuths, or if that's what they're called?
Oh, who minions? I guess.
Yeah. As far as like the axis of evil.
Oh yeah, I mean everybody that's watching, they know what's going on, but you know. It's not going to stop. And the fact that now they're following us in different Facebook groups, like, why are they looking for us and not Kyron? They're complaining that I'm online all day, supposedly, not taking care of my kids, right? How many? But you guys are online all day, not doing shit for Kyron. So,
but they know what groups you're in, so don't worry.
But you know what? You're hacking into their profits. You know, when you start exposing the truth and you start telling everybody about the deception of the car washes and the book deals and you know and all the stuff going on in the victim's name, but you realize that the mother and her friends are the ones that are obviously profiting because they're redesigning their homes and buying fancy cars and and doing all this stuff that has nothing to do with a private investigator and getting to the reason why the victim is the victim.
Oh, hey, and Norman, remember this, right? Because every time somebody else says something about Biomom, they come after me, but they won't go after anyone else. So
well, they already know it. They come after me what they're up against because I don't play, But I wish they'd come after me because, you know me, I love to reverse engineer a troll and put it right back in their ass.
I mean, they came after me and you ran that one bitch off the fucking internet, you know? Hold on. Unheard.
Hold on. Which one? Because I run a lot of bitches off the internet.
The big forehead. the big forehead one. The CPS worker, the Skeletor. Yeah.
Gotcha. The one that the right claims maybe sus trans.
the what? Oh yeah.
The one the far right have a battle against because they think she's sus trans. She might be playing in women's sports.
Unheard Voices. Do you know how to go grab a link? If you can grab Norman's link and put it in the comment section. I wanted to share this. But yeah, so
Make sure everybody likes and subscribes also.
Yes, thank you. We haven't been, and Norman, how many times have I been like, let's go live? And then I have to, I can't go live because I'm like, oh, my kids, right? Like,
yeah,
it's been a lot. Like, I've been slacking so bad.
No, I wouldn't say slacking. I would say prioritizing, which is what an adult does. But when you have the caliber of Stacey and Biomom, and you have nothing but free time and money on your hands, there's nothing to do but troll people that are actually doing things. So, like, we're content creators because we get in the thick of it, we bring the content to people, but they're not content creators; they're shit starters, because they follow us.
Yeah, exactly. So, you're right.
I wear it as a badge of honor. If you follow me, you have got. If you follow me and not to the fact of getting information, but if you follow me just to troll me and see if you can find if I'm gonna fuck up or if I'm fake or whatever, you have got to be the biggest loser there is if you're waiting on me to fuck up.
Right.
I'm just saying, especially and for those that usually hang around me, you know what I mean? I pretty much screen all my friends through trial and error. And if you're on my podcast, you've been tested through the fire. So if you're trolling me in my circle, God help you. I mean, talk about an epic waste of time. I can think of 1,000 things you could be doing with your time, especially with time.
Christine said, Norman, I love you, dude. LOL.
What it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's I haven't spoke like we used to speak out in a long time, and I guess they're just getting bored with not getting the attention. And I'm not going to give them the attention again, but this is just showing, like, if these people are still supporting, she calls themselves she calls themselves Kyron supporters, but that's not supporting Kyron. You're supporting a psychopath.
Actually, if you think about it in a weird way, they are helping, but they're not helping Kyron. They're helping the local businesses because when they do the car washes and all these little fake gatherings, it's the restaurants and the local businesses that actually come up.
Right.
So they're actually putting food on the resident tables in the community by getting shit trolled and riled up. But as far as like everybody donating to them, it's kind of like being not very political, but it's kind of like, one side debating the other side's donation to a candidate. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what do you really know about that candidate and what they stand for? Because just because they happen to wear the same football colors you wear doesn't mean they're there for the same reason. You know what I mean? We've proven time and time again that these people that are for support of Kyron Horman on the Biomom side, it should raise red flags when the bio dad won't fucking work with the bio mom for the child they have in common. That's a big red, and it's even a bigger red flag when the bio dad foundation is doing so much more better, and not only that, is more public than the mother's foundations or anything else. And when she's asked to expose the donation receipts and, showing that she's on the up and up, so people do feel comfortable donating to her with the promise of getting a PI year after year, that doesn't happen. You would think that, there would be a lot more people than just us that are like trying to expose this woman so that we stop other, bad apples from trying to take advantage of people because of, a victim or because of a death in their family. It's like it's kind of like those people in the hood. People talk about people of color and being ghetto, and they're like, oh, every time somebody dies, that's when you guys get together and that's when you raise money and you do these donations and GoFundMe and all this shit. And it's like, well, yeah, it's because they're poor and they don't have anybody to help them for funerals. But in this case, we did the investigation and we saw where Kyron's mom had been trying to milk Kyron before he was even born, before he even had a fucking name. She was trying to claim divorce and child support before Kyron had a name. That's how toxic this woman was. I've never, in all my years of fighting in family court,
froze, Norman.
on the other side. Oh, can you hear me now?
I hear him.
Oh, okay. So out of all my years of working in family court and helping out families, I have never seen a woman so toxic to try to claim child support before she even had a fucking name for the child that
Hello?
was growing inside her.
Girl,
Oh,
I
I
don't know what's
froze.
up. I can hear him.
I'm back.
All right.
It wasn't my internet.
It's my, oh my God, I had to change the internet because I'm so broke and can't take care of my kids. It's that T-Mobile. Norman, what were you saying? What were you saying?
Well, no, well, to reiterate, so you know what I said. She's the only woman that I've ever seen in family court, and you know I deal in family court all the time. So
Yeah.
you know, as far as parental rights, she's the most extreme
Yeah, so you're
case
not just,
where I've.
he's not just bullshitting and making all this shit like, it's not coming
Yeah,
out of
I
that.
mean, we showed the court order of their divorce, which is public, and it even shows their social security numbers on there to prove who they are. And we had to blur that. We had a mosaic blur it out, when we edit, when we do the videos. But it shows where in her own filing, Kyron didn't even have a name. It says Baby Horman or baby, I think it was Baby Horman. It didn't even have Kyron's name, and she's already trying to negotiate child support.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about toxic. Talk about toxic. You were monetizing. It's like she's no better than those women that go to like the football spring or the baseball spring league, where the practices are, so they can try to get a date with a fucking celebrity or an athlete, so they can get that keep a dude baby, to keep off welfare baby.
Oh my God. You see, and but it's okay to talk,
You doubled down.
for them to talk about. It's okay for them to talk about Terri, like, even. I'm back.
You're really in
Can
and
you hear
out.
me, Garnett?
Your internet is really out.
Really?
You're good. I mean, we can hear each other.
Fine.
It's just you that's coming in.
It's like, okay, you guys, they can talk all this crap about us, Terri, about, but then when you speak the truth, they don't like it. And it's like, we're not sitting here saying anything that's not true. So you can't be mad. If you don't want to focus on Kyron and you want to focus on us, then, oh, Norman went bye-bye. You can't turn around and get mad. We're not talking about anybody. Oh, here he is. I don't know if it's my internet. We need to move to.
That was me. I was trying to go off camera so I can get up in the house. But go ahead. I'm about to switch off of Bluetooth.
Oh.
But I'm still listening.
Oh, you gotta turn your camera off because they're gonna screenshot your apartments and everything.
They definitely will too.
Well, no,
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it. They can screenshot the fuck they want out of me. Matter of fact, I welcome the free publicity because it lets me know psychologically and as a narcissist, I'm not a self-proclaimed narcissist, but being accused of being a narcissist, it satisfies my ego to know that these people are like thinking about me when I'm not thinking about them. It's kind of like a baby mama thing, like, you know what I mean? Like where you put your finger in the pie and walk away just so you know she'll find it later and bitch. So that's like my thing. But anyways, let me run back inside here because my internet is connected still to my mom. I'm still paying for the internet there, so I'm going there to use the internet. So.
Okay.
Okay, well,
I'm
we'll
running
still
up
be
inside.
here.
I gotta check on her anyway, but I'm listening.
All right. Yeah, I mean, Norman, look, you guys, Norman came into this without knowing anything. In the first day, I think we talked at night, and I was talking to him and I was telling him everything that happened. And he came into this with like, fresh eyes, like never heard the case, never. And we showed him receipts, if people would do the same, and just erase start from the beginning. Go back.
See, but that's the problem, is that people come in and they think they know. They'll spout just the plain old what they spout in every group. But then when you want them to break that down and explain it to you, they get mad and leave.
Wait, Norman, are you on?
I am. I'm listening.
Okay. There was two of you, so I had to take one off. Wait, Unheard Voices said, I never heard of a welfare baby.
Yeah, keep off welfare, baby. That means you get with a rich guy so you don't have to be on welfare. You're not marrying for love. It's kind of like being betrothed.
Exactly. And these people, they have done way worse than we have ever said. They're racist. They have said the most horrible stuff about Hispanics, about people on food stamps. Even if this was the situation, which it wasn't, we were trying to catch you, which we knew you were going to do. Why does it matter if somebody is reaching out to their community and asking for help?
I was going to say that they can absolutely go to my community page and see where, we have a very good community and we help each other out a lot.
Well, so, they're not satisfied until they're on top and they can put their foot on the necks of people below them and say, well, why didn't you take advantage of the opportunities I took advantage of, like fucking a rich man and having a kid, or you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, come on
hey,
now.
Look where Stacey lives, though, right next to a corner store and a.
Why didn't you marry a detective? Why didn't you marry a detective? You know what I mean? And think about your retirement.
Look, my family.
Don't get me started.
My family is good. We are good. We are good. Do we struggle from time to time? Yeah, but we make it through. Everybody has those times.
Yeah, but it's not about it. The thing is, if we were all born a clone, you know what I mean? It would be very money, right? Life would be so boring. There's no room on the top. Boring. But there's no room on the top or any island for everybody. Not everybody can be in Hawaii at the same time in the world. So you have to take turns when it comes to power and it comes to struggle and everybody has to deal with ups and downs. It's the question is how you deal with it with dignity. And if you're always, it's like those people that complain about church, like people only pray when they're doing bad. You know what I mean? They never pray when they're doing good. It's the same difference. When anybody is doing good, they don't have time to think about anything else but the high of doing good.
Yeah.
But the minute the high is gone, you start looking around because misery loves company. So when you're in that misery, you want to get out of it as soon as possible. And what better way to get out of misery but to grab onto whatever is drowning you? Because a drowning person will grab onto anything floating. But those with wisdom don't grab onto anything.
Oh my God.
Those with wisdom learn to swim. They don't learn to grab onto everything.
Right.
But that's the difference. Yeah, that's the difference between a victim and a survivor, though. But victims like Desiree, Horman, or Desiree, whatever she calls herself now, victims like Desiree who perpetuate themselves as a forever victim will forever milk it as a victim and never learn how to get past that. And they will always scam and they will always put themselves in that position to be a victim, even if it's deceiving, those around them.
I love that. I really do love that because I always. I was gonna say I always am screaming.
Go ahead.
Can you not hear me?
I can hear everybody.
Okay. What's going on, Celine? Red Bull. All right, she's gone again.
Perpetual
what
pod.
Is going
We are
on?
taking over the show. Morbid Justice is now ran by Coffee and Norman.
I don't know what it is. I'm like,
we need to get your phone off Sprint. That's probably what it is.
Oh, you mean government phone? Okay, we get government
assistance
over here.
You have the Obama phone. Why do they consider everything ghetto Obama? I guess because he was black. So Obamacare,
I mean, look,
Obama
I was going
phone.
to tell you didn't see what she, what you didn't see the messages or whatever. Like, so we already went over them, but regardless, like basically I'm somebody on food stamps and get government assistance and can't take care of my kids.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. We're in the same boat. Let me cover up my thing because I have an Arizona food stamp card too. I'm a single father of 3. I get SNAP too. I mean, there's no shame in it. You know what I mean? I had to go get SNAP too. I got a deadbeat baby mama who pays $100 a month in child support, if that. You know what I mean? I gotta say, lately in the last couple of weeks, she's been kind of being cool, but that's usually the calm before the storm. That's usually a calm before the storm. So, but
yeah, I was about to say. I mean, I hope it could stay that way.
But like I said, for those of us that deal with trolls and deal with negativity and stuff, we find a way to get. How I get past it is I use my medium here, and when the trolls come on, I like Stacey, and I say, Stacey, where does it hurt? Is this where it hurts? Let us know, Stacey. Is it hurting the car wash? Does it hurt your fingers? Are you getting old? Me. I don't know. Coffee, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Yep, it's all Red Bull. It's all Red Bull.
Norman, you've got my raggedy Ann dog behind you.
I got
Hold on, I'm gonna go change the internet. I don't know if y'all can hear me. I'll be right back.
That's cool. Just keep us on. So, like I said, with Stacey, with people like Stacey and them or whatever, I don't worry about them. If they're trolling, like I take it as a badge of honor. Matter of fact, if I was Red Bull, I would start taking their shit and like making shorts out of it. Like I would take their own shit and make shorts out of it all day. Like I would be the master troll of their shit. I mean, I would literally that's how I run people off. It's like I go onto their platform and I reverse engineer their videos and you put it right back on them. Like,
yeah, but I don't want people to start following them. That's what they want. They want like this clout type shit, like where everybody's gonna go and look at them and
well, that's what you do. So this is how you do it. It's kind of like, have you ever played the game Hungry Hippos?
Yeah.
Okay, so think of the trolls as the marbles, right? And your job is to throw your neck out there and gobble as many of these trolls up and get them into your corner so people are watching them because you want to collect all this information. It's good publicity. It's free. It is emotional. It's called what I call emotional marketing, and you use the trolls to your advantage. So you take their content and you reverse engineer it, and you how we do reactionary, like on my channel, how I do reactionary shit to Daryl Brooks. It's the same shit. You could actually sit in and do like a TikTok type thing where you're like pointing at their shit. You know how they do the duet shit. You could point at their shit while they're talking about you and be like, really? You know what I mean? And
that's such a good idea too.
I mean, we always said we were gonna do some type of shit, but I'm like, man.
Well, look at my shit. Like, I remember when I used to do Troll of the Week. That was the whole reason I did the Raggedy Ann shit. It was because of the trolls. They would come on my live and try to fuck up my shit when I first started getting serious. So I used to do the same thing. I used to like, oh, you got a problem with what I'm saying? Okay, well, show me on the doll where it hurts. Where were you touched? were you touched on the top part or were you touched on the bottom part? Because I didn't touch you, but you're taking that aggression out on me. But explain to us, because this is your moment on the mic. Explain to the audience where you were touched and why it hurt you so much that I'm saying. And it shuts them right up. And then what I do too is they'll come into the comments and they'll write like a fucking pamphlet, a paragraph of run-on sentences about how they feel. And it's just some old mental illness type run-on bullshit. So what I'll do is like, there's one in particular where she was like a Bible thumper, like a heavy, hardcore Bible thumper. So I went on her YouTube page and she had did this whole thing where she was all, me and my cousins and my family got together one time to do this Bible study. And she was like explaining this get together for a Bible study that her and her family had in such depth and with such emotion that all I could see was jump edit to where I can make it look like she was doing incest. I just take out the Bible and just put, you know what I mean? So I took her whole video. And I trolled her right back, and I put in there, it was like all these jump cuts, and it was like me and my cousin, we got together, and they were homeless at one time, but when we got together, oh my God, it was just a banger, and and I was just jump cut editing everything to make it look like they had some kind of ancestral down south bullshit. And it was just so funny, and I never heard from her again. And then my views went up. So yeah, I just take that energy and throw it right back at them.
See, I suck at all of that, and that's why I'm like, I love when you, and especially like you and White Boy, I swear to God, y'all are the best at it, at the trolling shit. I just be dying all day because y'all both of y'all, like, I couldn't even imagine y'all together. I need to learn to start learning how to do all that. Because I barely even know how to edit shit.
I got you. When I do my coffee,
Christine said it's a badge of honor when you become important to others. Yeah, we have like some fucking fangirls, and we're not even fucking celebrities. We have like what 1,600 subscribers. Thank you.
You have. I'm not fangirl material.
Girl, this is our channel. Oh, you're right in this with me. You can't.
You're coffee. They are on you too. They are on you too.
they just said that she couldn't take care. They were just talking about how she can't take care of her grown kids.
Like, I don't know why I'm taking care of my grown kids.
On not enabling your grown kids.
Exactly.
I have grown kids too, and I'm so sorry. You're probably doing better than I am right now financially, my grown kids.
Like, it's ridiculous. Oh, let me bring it, because I don't know. I don't think you saw it, because I know you were bringing the kids to school, and hold on.
Well, I've seen some of the screenshots where they were talking shit in the audience, as they usually do, but I mean, it's 2024. Who the fuck really reads Facebook threads? People are now watching videos. That's why I'm such a fan of editing.
So this is probably what might have set them off. When were those screenshots taken? I don't look at their shit anymore. So Garnett Coffee, when were those taken?
The screenshots,
they were posted when?
They were posted last night.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
They were posted last night.
Okay, yeah. So look, an anonymous person made this post, right? Can I make this bigger? It says,
hold on, I'm running to the car. Go ahead, I'm listening. I'm watching.
It says, no disrespect or take it how you want. I am confused about the bio mom. Hold on. Where did it go?
What one are you looking for?
Not that one.
I think you froze again.
I probably did.
Okay, I hear you now.
Okay. Because people send us stuff to write anonymous. But it was one of those. It was, hold on. Because usually when we write an anonymous post, it was something about Desiree.
What hasn't been said?
Norman.
So I think we probably better off saying what we didn't say. So what we have said about Desiree is that she's a good mother, that she has intentions for her viewers and followers. There's nothing good we've ever said about her. Right? We tried to say something good about her in the beginning before she fucking flipped on us for asking questions.
No, remember we even offered, we were like, let's put all this behind us, and
even before that, when you guys were just trying to find what's going on, and you reached out to them, and they were just like, get with us, fuck off.
Right. Because you were asking a question.
So hold on, I'm trying to find them. I know that I wrote
but
for
you
an
still haven't
anonymous
even answered that
person.
question.
What question?
I haven't.
Baby, turn that down. Why what? For real. Yeah, my internet. I don't even know.
I don't either.
Can you hear me? But yeah, anyway, either way, somebody wrote about DY. We have a lot of anonymous posts that come to us, and sometimes we post them ourselves because they don't know how. And I post their post anonymous. You know, we don't ever show anybody's names because we're not like that.
Well, I mean, I like to think of myself as an inspiring journalist, and I like to practice good ethics. So when somebody comes to me and they say, "Hey, I'm going to give you this information, but I don't want to be in the story," I have to respect that as an anonymous source. Now, if it turns out that their information is credible, then it's up to the audience to decide if they want to believe it or not. But I'm not going to just sit there and, just throw anybody's shit on there just because they have an opinion.
Yeah. Well, and when you're in a position where people trust you, then you don't just go
willy-nilly for views.
Those private conversations and whatnot, because that's just not the way you do business.
Well, there's different kind of, for us, like I said, the reason why we can remain with integrity on what we do is because we don't make big money, you know what I mean, and have to compromise our rent for an opinion, you know what I mean?
Right.
Whether our opinions are right or not, we ain't making buku money to pay our rent, so we might as well just tell the truth. That's why that's why I've been offered, and not to be trying to be braggadocious, but I keep getting offers now for sponsorships, and I'm just like, fuck you, no, because once I start letting sponsors come in, it's not my content.
Yeah.
So if you want to pay me to say
somebody else,
if you want to pay me to partner up and say your name, I'll give you a shout out, and you want to pay me to shout you out on my shit. But I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, yeah, I'm signed up with Aquafina water or whatever. So now I got to make sure I don't say the B word anymore, or whatever.
Oh, yeah, we're not supposed to be cussing either. But, that's not what it's all about. We're just like.
What the fuck? I can't cuss. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, it's like. What, baby? But either way, I can't even find that. Damn, so many people. I know I replied to the anonymous post. But these are the messages. Let me just show you the messages or the screenshots. You didn't read them, did you?
Basically it's the same stuff as before, right? Where they're just like saying that you guys are on drugs and that you guys do crack. And
oh no, this is just basically them stalking her in different groups.
Yeah, so Garnet sent me this, right? Oh, this is probably what set them off. Hold on. Share screen. Because remember I wrote something about the neighbor. Stacey says Terry's neighbors want signs up, so I am hard at work cooking some up. This is the first one. I'll post the finished products when done. Thanks for pissing your neighbors off, Terry. It's never long before you F something up. I love this for you. So
you know what? I did get that message also. I was laughing my ass. All I did respond with was shaking my head.
But did you hear about the crazy neighbor?
Yeah. How they're stalking her for gardening. I think she was planting strawberries or something right now, and they're like on her.
It's only one neighbor.
It's like a Boys in the Hood thing where it's like Miss Parker, where Terry's like Miss Parker now, and they're like out in the yard gawking her. And Hi, Miss Parker.
It's
She can't even water her lawn. She can't even water her lawn without these people trolling her.
It's only one neighbor. We've talked to the rest of the neighbors. So it's one neighbor. So I wrote a post. I was like, have fun, right? Making a sign for that one neighbor. I wrote something stupid, right?
Didn't the neighbor try to do something where they were trying to dox the mileage between the Fred Meyers and her new house or some shit like that?
This neighbor
and apparently the Fred Meyers that they tried to dox her with the mileage to wasn't even a Fred Meyers that was in the same city. It was like a different Fred Meyers, and they fucked up the doxing.
And this is what we were supposed to. They got lucky. Leprechaun, you guys got lucky today because we had a live at 12:30 that we were gonna go over the whole Tylenol, the Kaiser, all of that. But now we have to, we're over here discussing this. So I wrote that.
Way to go, guys! Now we have to talk about other shit.
Right? Like. Okay,
thanks a lot for giving us content.
Hey, we're usually their content. I don't like using them as Okay,
yeah,
wait.
Sometimes you got to give back. You know what I mean? Even to your trolls, sometimes you got to throw them like, look, I appreciate the fandom. Even if it is toxic, I see you.
Maybe you'll stop for a little bit. So then Stacey, she has a few supporters, but they are all just as disgusting as her. One brags that she's killed someone and got away with it. I've never heard a person say that they've killed someone and got away with it. Two, have tons of kids and don't take care of them. So me and Garnett.
Usually the women that have a lot of cats and are barren, they like to say a lot of parenting bullshit, accusatory shit. It's like, if they were a good parent, and it's like, well, you do know there's a difference between putting your cat on, taking care of a cat and taking care of a child. It's not the same, but
yeah,
I digress.
So she's like, beg online for food and clothes for their kids, but is online all day harassing Kyron supporters and Kyron's mama. I bet if she put the energy she does on harassing families and the missing, she would have time to feed and clothe her 8 kids. But I thought I didn't have 8 kids. At first, they said that I have 6 kids, and my other 2 I didn't have, right? So now I do have all my 8 kids. Then they posted.
You know what I call that? I call that in a future investment insurance policy, because even the old woman in the shoe, she can't always live in that shoe. She's going to have to move in with one of the kids because she's going to get too old for that big old shoe. So, all those kids, mathematically, one of them is going to be rich and famous. Get jealous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's
Get jealous.
What do you guys want? What do you guys want? Because we would never... If they would stop doing the stuff that they were doing, then I could say, okay, for Kyron's sake, we could team up. We could probably make a huge difference, but that would never happen. So hold on, baby. Ellie is not ever going to make this a cold case. They're not. And I think we need to start petitioning for that. How would we do that, Norman?
I think depending on the state and the jurisdiction, it's up to law enforcement when that becomes a cold case. But usually,
the first Ellie, the first detective, he was like, "Now I have to." There was an article. It was his choice. He said in that article. So I think it's
so after a certain amount of time and resources have been exhausted, depending on that agency, they'll shelf it. Usually in a city where there's like more crime, usually cases go colder because there's so many other, crimes that they have to, there's only so much manpower they have for the crimes. But when you're in like Oregon in a small, community like that, this is going to live on for, a long time in everybody's mind before it does become a cold case. You know what I mean? It may last longer than a typical case, but it's on the fringe of being a cold case now as far as resources. Even Congress released money to help out, and there was no fruits of that labor.
There was a case. Oh, weren't we? We just talked about it the other day. Who was that? Was that us? a cold case got a cold case like crew got on a case and then they found the person after like 20 years.
It happens all the time. It happens all the time. But yeah,
it was like a few days ago. But if we could somehow get, I mean, and I don't think they ever will because of all they fucked up so bad, you know. Our group and SG's group won't ever work together. I would. I mean, like,
I wouldn't. Not now. I mean, they've already proved their integrity. You know what I mean? There's no. It's kind of like being in an abusive relationship. You know what I mean? Why would you go back? You know what I mean? And get slapped.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, for Kyron's sake, imagine if they would.
No, hold on. There is. See, you're enabling. You're sounding just like an abused woman who is going back to her. For the kids' sake, for the kids, it's for the children. We're gonna get beat up for the kid for Kyron. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Right,
Kyron
because
is nothing
there's
that's gonna
nothing
change.
Honorable in these things.
Yeah, there's nothing that's gonna change with Kyron.
But they have the numbers. They have the numbers, and if we could get these fucking idiots to do the right thing, we can make a difference.
But you're never gonna get them to do the right thing.
But the best thing is that when they have the numbers like this, and let's say it is a popularity contest, think about it like high school, like in those movies like Teen Wolf. You know what I mean? Where the bullies were real popular at the beginning of the show, and you know the werewolf didn't have anybody on his side until he fucking killed it at the end, you know what I mean, as a werewolf on the basketball court. You know what I mean? So you got to think of that as what you're doing is you're winning the hearts and minds of their audience. You're not trying to be in competition. You're trying to show facts so the people actually look at themselves, because it's easy to fool people. It's hard to convince people that they've been fooled. So it's easy to sucker people into a cult. It's hard to pull them out of the cult, you know, to make them reflect on themselves and say, you know what? I am in the wrong side. I am drinking Kool-Aid. I am voting for the wrong guy. I am, you know what I mean? It's hard to make people
like that.
But as far as the numbers, the way you do it, it's a snowball effect. And all you have to do is win the hearts and minds and show the facts to a few people. And then they start showing the facts to a few people. And pretty soon the numbers start equaling out and becoming more on your side because you're consistent with facts and not just throwing out trolling bullshit.
Yeah. Well, we need to, I don't know. We've spoke so much about, you know, the case. We need to start doing the TikTok, but I need help with all of that, Garnett. I know you work though.
What do you want me? Well, we'll talk about it after we get off of here. Yeah. I don't know what you need help with.
Hold on. Christine said, Norman, you're in Arizona. What part? I went to see my acres I bought just west of Winslow a few weeks ago. Beautiful state.
It's up north. Yeah, it is nice and cool up there. Right now I'm in Phoenix. I'm in North Phoenix and it's getting high. It was 101 yesterday.
Phoenix. You hear your name? You said it was 101?
Yeah, 101 yesterday was the high.
Oh, heck no.
You all just be quiet.
She's still getting snow.
It was 42 degrees last night.
Hey, I'd rather be here where I can get AC. I don't like snow. I have arthritis, so I don't do well with snow.
Trust me, I feel that.
It seems more of a group for doxing. It is a group for doxing, and I don't, even on the top, what is it? Didn't they change it after we kept calling them out, Coffee? Doesn't it say a group to, like...
It does. I was just going to say that.
Well, but as a group, when you have nobody in your group with any reflective social skills, such as we bring, like, you know, my background to the table, and we all bring our passion, you know what I mean, and our expertise to what we know, plus our work is shown as far as, you know, our time and effort and what we're doing. They've only focused on this one case, this group. So they've exhausted all of their gossip. They've exhausted all of their walkabouts through the community. You know what I mean? There's no fresh, nothing. It's an island of fucking staleness. So the only thing they have left now is to talk shit about anybody that comes to the island as a native.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the only thing they have. It's sad, and I don't want to be, make it a political thing, but it's kind of like right now with America. We're a land of immigrants, and and taking on fresh blood and fresh ideas. And now that a certain group feels that there's no vacancies and we have enough here to sustain ourselves, now they're closing the borders and like, no, we don't want immigrants. And it's like, hold on, wait a minute now. Just because your group got in doesn't mean that other people still can't come in and take advantage of there's plenty to go around. There's plenty to share. It's just the people at the top are hoarding everything and gutting out all the programs. So they're making it so we can't share with other people. And at the same time, with them being so greedy, and it's just like this island, you being so greedy and not letting other people in, you're not helping your own cause of making America great.
Yep.
You're not helping the cause by finding Kyron, by worrying about other people helping you or criticizing you at that point. Because at least with criticism, you can look in another direction and say, well, let's look and see. Let's shut that person up and look in the sewers or look in the manholes behind the school and see if there is something down there. Yeah.
That anonymous post said that they came in and they really told me, but they didn't want to write it. They were like, after so long, I would have thought that they, Biomom would have changed her ways. After 14 years, nothing has happened. What can be done?
Why it doesn't change is because it allows her to redecorate her house. It allows her to play on the hearts and strings of everybody and get donations twice a year. Twice a year on Kyron's birthday and the anniversary of his death. She does the same thing every year, and it works for her, not only financially, but as far as grieving, it enables her grieving so she can remain in pain and reflect that pain and misery on other people.
Yeah. And people don't believe it. Like, people aren't asking the question, where is this PI? You first said it was for Kyron. Then you said months later, after we kept the
PI was for us. The PI was going to be for us.
Yeah, it was.
They want to investigate. They want to find out if you're an illegal alien because you have Hispanic blood.
Well, hey, I told him about the house we had not being in our name. So, am I illegal? Am I not? Am I in Minnesota? Am I in? You will never know.
I would let them go. I would let them spin themselves in the tail. It's kind of like a toxic relationship. Those who know and can recognize and step back, they let the other person just run themselves out. Like, my ex is so hyper toxic that when she starts going off, we know when it's good. We know when it stops because she exhausts herself, and the police are just like, yeah, we're not. Yeah, you've called enough, and there was nothing. We don't need to do another wellness check because you didn't get your way.
Right.
That's basically what it comes down to with these people.
And that's where I'm at with them. This has been their game for 14 years. This is what they do to anybody that has ever said anything but what they want to hear.
It's like Karen Crime Wolf.
When we're talking about the name of that group was started because I remember 14 years ago when that group had less than 100 people in it, and it was for Kyron. And because we make a group that allows you to talk about everything, over the last 2 years, she's changed it to now it's about getting Terri. That group is made to get Terri.
What about Kyron?
Well, that's the thing is that if you don't, they need the views, and they need, like I said, she needs that donation money, and if she's not getting the attention emotionally through Kyron because it's becoming a cold case, what better way to get money than to cause drama and blame the stepmother?
And we need to shut him down. We need to start going hard and going the fuck in.
Well, the way I feel about it, and I've said this before, I think Terri just needs to let her attorney know, look, It's been this long. Let them do what the fuck they're gonna do. They already tried it a million fucking times, and we already know we're gonna pull their card if she tries. If Desiree tries to sue me again, I'm just gonna tell her to show her financial records again and let her pull the lawsuit back again because she doesn't want to show her donation. She doesn't want to show her proof of what's going on. So as far as Terri, my recommendation is get online, become a co-host either on Morbid Justice or Norman Nick's show or whatever, and just start her online career from there until she becomes popular enough to do her own thing. You know what I mean? And let her run her own little talk show and talk, you know what I mean? Terri has been, besides Kyron, Terri is the other victim in this. I'm sorry. I've watched this case I've watched and studied this case. I've done my homework. I pulled the reports. I haven't pulled the FOIA requests, but I have received the FOIA requests, and I've looked at this thing inside and out. And I can tell you right now, Desiree is a fucking horse. She is a horse. She is a lame horse. She doesn't want to work. She just wants to lounge around, be petted, be groomed, have her fucking feet shod or your horseshoes changed or whatever. She just wants to be groomed. She wants to be a kept fucking woman to be gossiped.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I mean, it's what it is. She doesn't want to work for a living. And she showed that when she got pregnant. She got it as soon as the relationship didn't go the way she wanted and reconcilable differences. She fucking, before Kyron even had a name, she wanted child support.
Yeah. And that says a lot right there. I was also going to say, we started, the case that I told you guys about the other day, and I brought Kay in and, Johnny Gosh and Eugene, Martin, and all them. So we got a hold of family, and, every time we start advocating for another family, these people reach out. And just because, DY is Kyron's mom and, all this stuff, like, families will believe whatever they say. So they'll tell them like, oh, these people harass the victims' families and da-da-da. And it's like, really? Like, you're trying to cut us off from working with, it didn't happen in this case that we're working on now, but it has happened. And it's like, dang.
Well, this is where it comes in, where our videos come in as far as consistency, because we don't have to explain ourselves. All we have to do is throw a link. It's like, really, bitch? Here, check out this link and look for yourself. And then if they want, the viewer can expound on it and look up the information themselves by Googling whatever rabbit hole they want to go down. Whether they want to go down the, looking at the janitor that we've exposed, or the writers that we exposed that are, sus, anybody, even the old man with the fucking frog, you know what I mean? Years after the case, is, reminiscing on some suspect shit, holding the frog in the basement.
One of the janitors.
And that's just it. We're not telling anybody what they have to think. All we're asking is that they look at everybody.
I know I didn't do it. I know I didn't do it.
That needs to happen in any case, And in order to, like, at least
Red Bull
leave us what?
It's about my time for bed.
You're good, Coffee.
I love you.
I love
pick
you
up the mantle.
Yep.
All right. Well, message me when you wake up.
All right. Have a good day, guys.
You too.
Enjoy that melatonin.
So you said what?
Enjoy that melatonin.
That's what she needs. Oh my God, that third shift. I know how that is.
My mom just hooked me up with melatonin for the first time, and I slept like a fucking baby.
Oh, you've never tried it?
Oh my! I never had it before. Oh my goodness! Yeah, I tried it the other day. Yeah, because with my arm, when I sleep, I have to sleep in the sling. But even then, I heard it in my sleep because I tossing and turning. So I'll wake up in pain, but when I'm on the melatonin, I wake up in the same position I fell asleep in.
No,
knocks
you out. I don't have to move, and I get up fresh, refreshed. Everything.
Yeah, you don't feel like sluggish. You don't feel.
Not at all.
My thing is like, you like my
and
background?
It's like all natural. It's like all natural too. So
yeah, it is. So, you know, but if you take it every day, it does something to your like natural melatonin. So it's good to take like every other day. But
I just did it that one time, but yeah, but I got you.
You only use it one time, man. You better start. I use it all the time because, you know.
Well, I'm a big nutrition fan, you know, as far as like what I eat, but I'm not a big pill popper, you know what I mean? As far as meds that I need outside of my arthritis and lupus and all that. But yeah, as far as like pills and like the most I'll do is ibuprofen, and that's only because my joints flare up at night, you know what I mean? But even then, I'm really sparse about taking it because I worry about my liver and, you know, and all that stuff. Because, you know, you take it consistently, it has side effects. So.
Yeah, but I know your arm is in pain and hurts. You like,
you know what? In my mind frame, and I know this sounds hyperbolic as a man, but to me, I'd rather deal with the dull pain instead of having to worry about the health issues later on. Because my whole thing now is beating the clock out. You know, getting as much content as I can, trying to beat the. Because I'm almost half a century old. I'm 45 years old now. You know what I mean? So, and I'm looking at my kids and my friends' kids who I used to go to little league games with and stuff, and they're like 18, 21 years old. These kids, and I'm like, I knew you when you was playing flag football with little Norm. You know what I mean? And it's like crazy how much time has passed. And then I look at it's like I'm going through a mini midlife crisis. I'm like, all right, you've accomplished so much.
You are not even.
But there's so much more you've got to do.
You're not even almost old. I don't consider old until like 60s.
Well, I guess when you have arthritis and lupus and stuff, you're sitting at the doctor's office, you have time to reflect. You know what I mean? When you're forced with nothing to do, you know what I mean? You're waiting on opinions and results. Because you got to sit there and say, okay, let me start prioritizing what is important. Let me let go of what is not important. And that's basically why I've kind of like redesigned everything in my life. Like, you know, I've kind of gotten rid of family members that I don't need, that are, you know, even though they've been in my life for a while, they're really hyper toxic in the long term. So I've really distanced myself from a lot of people that are not trying to help out as far as like the lineage, you know, with the kids. So right now I'm hyper focused on the kids' future. You know,
well, you're doing it all by yourself. You're doing, you know, you're raising your kids, you're, you know, working, you're doing it all by yourself. I know you got Mama Dukes, you know, but you do it yourself, and you do an amazing job. Because I swear, if I did not have my husband, I don't know what I would do. I don't know how you do it. I mean, I have more kids, but still, like, even just 3, 4 are hard, you know.
I mean, and I don't like to complain, but yeah, it's just I could say it would be easier if this and this would work out, or this person would do this, and, you know, or co-parenting was like this, but it's what it is. I mean, when push comes to shove, I made my bed and now I'm laying in it. You know what I mean? You know, after all these years. So if I'm single now, it's because of choices that I made. So I'm just, you know, there's no sense of bitching about it. It's like, okay, yeah, it would be easier if I had somebody warm next to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you've also been in some like hell situations with BM. So I mean, I would be very like wary of.
Well, maybe it's just me, you know, because I'm at the age now where I realize that I'm not the most easily fooled person in the world. You know what I mean? So I can be very difficult to work with when somebody needs something from me and they can't come at me directly and just ask for it. So I'm like, especially with females, because, you know, and not to say that all females are like this, but the ones that I came across, you know, growing up, it's like they can never be direct and say, yo, it's like there's always got to be this game, and I don't like the game. You know, I don't like the, you know, read my mind, or you should have known this. And because the minute the woman starts saying, well, you should know, and I'm just looking at her like, you're not my fucking kid. What do you mean I should already know? Bitch, get the fuck on. You know, I'm not trying to play this, you know, I should know, I should be, if I was your soulmate. I was like, get the fuck out of here. We're grown adults. You sound like you're in a Disney movie. Get the fuck out of here. I just don't have patience for the whole, you know, War of the Roses and, who's romantic and all that. Like my ex wanted date night, going on a tangent. She lost her job, and my last ex, she wanted date night once a month because of her insecurity. And then as her unemployment went on, she was like needing date night like once a week. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, now you're turning into an enabling little child. This is like turning into sex as a weapon. I gotta pay. You might as well be a prostitute if I gotta pay for date night just for you to feel good and then for me to have pillow talk.
It's the foot
like, I'd rather be single. At least I'll save money.
Exactly. And especially when you have kids, things change. Like we don't have dates. I would like to like have, even if it was like walk up, like on a hike or something. But like if we go somewhere, it's the kids and us. But things change when you get older. It's always good to have that quality time, but once a week, and then you're the only one like, working or bringing anything in. So I know it's tired.
Well, and also, and when I started going through my health issues, it was like my late 30s, when it was happening. And then when me and my ex broke up, I was like, well, what do I have to bring? You know what I mean? Not saying I was self-loathing or having, pity for myself, but it was like, would I want to be in a relationship where I had to watch the person deteriorate? You know what I mean? I'd rather just be by myself and just deal with it instead of putting that burden on somebody else. Because family and friends are going to be around regardless. But you know what I mean? To put that on my ex, and that's part of the reason I didn't fight to try to be with her. Once she was acting, stupid like that, I was like, just go, be with somebody that wants to deal with it, because my health issues and all this, I just don't have time for that shit. You know what I mean? I don't mind going out on dates and doing that shit, but when you start demanding in a relationship, you have to do this in order for me to be happy, that's not a relationship. That's a management. You're managing me. You're not loving me or supporting me. You're managing me and telling me where I need to be to make you happy.
Yeah. I think everyone in a relationship should be supportive. You have to have a supportive spouse.
Well, it comes around full circle with Kyron, with Kyron Horman and Desiree and what was his dad's name?
Who?
What was Kyron?
Oh, Kane.
Huh? Kane, yeah. So with Kane and Desiree, it's the same thing. I can only imagine Kane, because I like I said, I studied his Facebook page and his online profile, and I watched the news segments that he was in, and you try to get a beat on the personality versus the other one's personality, and you can just tell by looking at their personalities that Desiree is a manager. She's not a supporter. She manages men. She manages everything. She doesn't support people. She's a very selfish person. And that's the hard thing that people don't like to deal with. It's like, okay, she's pretty, but she's a manager. She's a pretty manager. She's not a pretty partner. And that's the difference. That's
true. I know that he has said that he's not going to question Terri and this was a long time ago. He wrote, there was an article. So he stopped, basically finger pointing, and he still believes Kyron's alive. And that tells me a lot right there. So these people are asking, saying that we're disrespecting Desiree, but you guys are disrespecting his dad by saying he's dead every day. And by, saying that he's buried somewhere, Dee Dee buried him, all this crazy shit. You guys are disrespectful. So his dad just doesn't care. He doesn't matter.
Yeah, I could see why Kane wouldn't want to work with Desiree after she came out and was saying all this shit. It's like, you really think that because I left you, I would really get with somebody who is that psychopathic, and I wouldn't screen and put, and on top of that, if you want to blame me, you're just as much to blame, because you never went to one parent-teacher conference. She never went to one parent-teacher conference. She never went to, anything other than her own doctor's appointments and her own excuses, and how she couldn't work because of her back pain. She couldn't work because of her back pain. She couldn't, all these excuses of why she couldn't be a mother until after Kyron was gone. And then all of a sudden she wanted to be, I'm in a position now to be the mom, even though I wasn't there. And that's why she had to steal all of Terri's pictures.
Yeah. And that's the sad thing too, is they're like, they're saying that these are Terri's pictures and trying to make it look like she's a good parent. but those are Terri's memories, and Terri is the only parent that has posted Kyron and that humanizes him. Like, she'll write like a whole damn paragraph, and it's interesting to hear about what he did this day, what was his favorite thing, you know. So I don't know. There's so many crazy people. I just don't get it though. I don't. I mean, as a mother, I couldn't sit there and do the same thing over and over.
What you should do is...
You heard, I agree.
Go ahead.
I agree. I found my better half online 14 years ago. Desiree should be grateful for those pics Terri shared. Exactly. You know? Good. She should.
Well, didn't Terri I believe Terri had said something in the past about how Desiree, I think it was in one of her books, she like hyperimposed, like, I think she like cut out part of her in the picture and put herself in there to make it look like she was in the picture or something like that. Wasn't it one of the pictures like that? Where it was doctored to make it look like...
read the book.
I believe there was something like that. I'll have to get with Terri and ask.
I think about it, but I know that in our group, Terri put a pic. She started putting like her name on it, like so it would have, you know, like a watermark.
Like it would be basically her signature to show it was her.
Yeah. Stacey went and had somebody like take it off just to be like, haha, Terri, like.
Hey,
Christine
we all know.
I think so. What, baby?
Huh? Yeah. As far as I thought it was the book deal. I thought it was the picture when we were doing the book review. I thought it was her. I thought it was in the book review. In one of the covers of the book, she like hyperimposed herself next to. It was when he had the glasses, and she was like right behind him to make it look like she was like looking at his schoolwork or something. I think she took one of Terri's pictures and kind of hyperimposed herself into the picture or whatever. I'm gonna have to look at it again. I'm gonna have to get with Terri.
Hold on, I'm gonna look at the notes too, because I have the notes still from what's her name? Sam? What's her name? Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot her name.
You talking about Rain?
Yeah, Rainy. Yeah, Rain.
So as far, it looks like we lost Red Bull. So, but as far as like this story, it was very sad that this child not only disappeared under weird circumstances, but it was even more sad that the mother would not take help or criticism or anything from anybody else without it being, you know, a members only club, and that you basically have to donate to her in order to be heard. And that's what made this whole sickness.
Sorry.
No worries.
Hold on, I gotta change him real quick.
Go ahead. You can mute it. If you want, I'll go ahead and talk about it a little bit and recap about what happened. But
I know you're comfortable being alone, so I just, you know, like, it'll be
thank you. It's the single life.
I mean, a lot of people, I feel bad leaving, but I know you.
I'm used to talking to myself. You know how it is. But yeah, as far as this case is concerned, it's pretty sad. We found, when I jumped onto this and went down my own rabbit hole, me not being able to be there in person is what kind of pissed me off about it, because I would have walked the school grounds and we got wind that there was like, I think it was like a half a dozen manholes or whatever that were in the back of the school on the school grounds and leading into the woods. And apparently it was known that those manholes weren't always covered. So we were understanding that nobody, until, if there was anybody that looked into those manholes, it wasn't done until years later, you know, after the fact. And it was because we were asking for somebody. I don't even think anybody, I don't recall anybody even going down there. I recall somebody looking around the manholes, but not going in there. But if he would have fell into those manholes, there could be, unfortunately, a skeleton down there, you know, hooked onto something or debris or whatever. But if nobody goes down there to check, that's one avenue or one rabbit hole that we could solve this whole thing. And that means all these accusations of maintenance workers and janitors and, landscapers and, the open-ended pedophile announcement to the school that they were doing, having the science fair and everybody was welcome or whatever. It was just like a neon light for pedos. And all this could be put to rest if people would take this seriously and band together and say, you know what, let's take all of these theories, let's take all of these suggestions, and let's put them on a list, and let's go through them one by one. And those that we can't do, as far as physically checking ourselves, this is where we take the donations, Desiree, and we get a private investigator to start following up now on the groundskeeper, on the janitor, on the suspicious guy with the white pickup truck, or whatever the case may be. Even the principal's fucking brother who worked there. The principal's brother had a criminal background. And just because you have a criminal background doesn't make you a pedo, but crimes lead into other crimes. I mean, you don't just wake up one day and just decide to become a professional bank robber. You fucking work your way up to that kind of shit. So when you start stealing and start sneaking and start getting away with shit, it leads you to do bigger and bolder things. Just like when people with money, when somebody's broke, they don't think about doing unholy shit. But when you get that money, you realize you can start greasing the wheels and you can start fucking making people turn the other way and sign NDAs and, Stormy Daniel, the fucking, situation or whatever the case may be. The point is that once Desiree got all that money, the investigation started going awry because her focus was not on Kyron. It was refurbishing her house. And she admitted this. She took that money and went on a spending spree. She took that money from the book sales, the car washes, the donations to her. It wasn't Cash App. She had a different one. Can't remember. It was like Cash App or whatever that she was using. But we asked in her thread, and multiple people have asked for her to turn over the financial records. When she tried to sue Terri, what was about 6-7 years ago, she tried to put a lawsuit on Terri. And a couple of them, she tried to file false lawsuits on Terri. And finally, Terri was like, okay, I'll play your game. Show us your financial records to show that you are truly a victim and that this is going for Kyron. And everything that you're saying is not a false accusation to point the finger at me so you can continue to get donations. Desiree backed out of the fucking lawsuit because she didn't want to show her financial records for her donations because she was going to be exposed for not being a good mother. She was going to be exposed for being a con artist. She was going to be exposed for duping people for their emotional integrity on these car washes, saying this was all about finding Kyron, this was all about getting a PI, and she never got a PI. She spent the money. She refurbished her house. She got a new car. She even married a fucking detective of a different from a different precinct, and nothing even happened from there. So if you were going to marry the detective after your kid's been lost, wouldn't you think you would have pulled his resources to fucking find your kid? Instead of going to go hurry up and go get married and making your Canadian trips. I can go off. I hate toxic people.
Especially, the bitter baby mamas.
Welcome back to your channel, Red Bull.
Thank you. 6 cents. Oh, well, I'm about to type 6 cents. Oh, how are you, 6 cents? I miss Amelia. Like,
it's been a while since
come on every morning, like all the time, and now it's just But yeah, all about all of it. So I like when you put it, you make it make sense. You make all the document stuff make sense.
I mean, well, being a not to brag, but being a former paralegal, you have to have communication skills because you have to be able to articulate to an attorney or a client the messages back and forth to either get a bill paid or to get, something done. So, it's something positive done. So you have to be able to effectively communicate what is going on.
My internet.
I can hear me.
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you just fine. It's your internet. I think I'm just fine. Because I'm watching. I'm also watching.
Because it's normally never this bad.
Well, it's all good. But I'm watching me on the live also because there's a delay and I can see where you're getting stuck. I'm still going, so it's your internet, not mine.
There it goes again.
You're good. I'll make up for it. She's stuck again. Anyways, if you want, we could go ahead. Well, it doesn't matter. Even if we flipped it onto my channel, it's still going to be the same thing with you. Your internet's still going to be in and out.
I have a different little Wi-Fi thing that kind of makes it stronger. So if you go live, I just charge this up, and then if you want, we could go over there. I don't know.
It's up to you. I could probably do it for about a half hour or so because I got to get my ass back to work. I got to Uber.
Yeah, I gotta take care of my 10 million unfed kids.
You're good. Yeah, because I got to get to Uber and I got my appointment, like I said, with the orthopedic surgeon this afternoon. So I got to pick up the kids a little early today. So
I'm glad you.
Why don't we tap out and then we'll just hook up a little bit later and then we'll see about going live again tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate you as always coming on. I'm just sick of these damn trolls.
I got loyalty issues with my crew.
Huh? You said what?
Right? I said, I got loyalty issues with my crew.
With us?
No, I have loyalty issues with my crew. We're like the Musketeers. We're like the Musketeers.
I was like, wait, what are we?
You fuck with one, you fuck with all of us.
Again? I was like, I thought you were saying, I was like, what?
No. I'm saying I have loyalty issues with my friends. You know what I mean? I take it very serious when people start fucking with people that I know have been vetted, you know what I mean, and been through the fire, and they want to come on. Especially, what irks me more than anything is when somebody watches like one video or meets you for the first time and they want to judge you like they know you from birth. And it's like, you've always been a fuck up and you've always done this. And it's like, dude, you just watched one fucking short. What the fuck do you mean? But yeah, you gotta love America. It's
I was gonna judge, but I mean, it makes me mad.
It's the Christian thing to do, gossip is what it is.
It just makes me mad about the kids. It's like I could do this to your guys' kids. I could talk about your kids all day. I could, why? Leave the kids out of it. Get them out. It's annoying.
God help you. I mean, if you're gonna bring the kids into it, I would say just be prepared because those kids are gonna turn 18 one day. But anyways, I'm gonna tap out. I'm gonna talk to you a little bit later.
All right. I'm gonna hit you up in a little bit. Thank you. Y'all go subscribe to the Norman Nick Show. His link is right here. If you missed it, you can go back and rewatch 6 Sense. Oh, I wish I would have caught you earlier. We're gonna go live a little later or tomorrow, but over on Norman's channel. So I just had to come on here, you guys. Like, if you're in the exposing group, you know that I called this out 6 months back. I knew what she was gonna do, so I purposely trolled, and she just found out about it, so now she's mad and throwing a hissy fit. I just wanted to, I don't know, I mean, no matter how hard we try to get people to be like, look, if you really want to advocate for Kyron, then that's not the place to do it. It's over here with us, where we really care. It seems like it doesn't work. So, yes. But anyways, I love you all. Thank you for watching. We have a deep dive. We have a lot of, I always say this, and it takes forever, but we have a deep dive. Johnny Gosh, Eugene Martin, and just a lot of other stuff. So look out, hit the notification button, subscribe if you haven't, and we will see you guys next time. I love you. Wait. Wait. 6 cents. Did you ever email? That just popped up in my, I'm like, wait, because I never got one yet. Oh, and look, I'm getting surgery soon. I wanted to say this. Yeah, did you email me 6 cents? So, you know, I'm looking a little, I have a lot of health issues. Last time they were like, oh, look, she's on heroin. No, I'm very sick. My hair is thinning out. Oh, okay. I didn't know if I missed it or not. Okay, that's it. That is all.